You are listening to an original message from the reader currently known as Jason Ashanti McDaniel of Madam Jason's Tarot.
Good morning, everybody, or whatever time it is, wherever you're from. I'm just going to go right ahead and give you this quick 15-minute energy check to see what do you need to know right now. Especially for those who enjoy tarot, but they don't want to get overstimulated by it, or they don't want to watch it too much. Okay, what do all zodiac signs need to know right now? I'm gonna go ahead and take that one. It was like right where my thumb was, and it just like flicked out. You know how sometimes people like lick their fingers and then they grab a piece of paper? It was like right at my thumb. And plus it says lucky, so I'm always trying to manifest the best outcome for my people. But of course, you guys need to do what you need to do in order for these readings to come into fruition. Some people who watch tarot, they're like, I don't understand why it seems like some people can manifest better than others, or I don't understand why, you know, the horoscope or the reading will be for a certain time slot like August, but it hasn't come into fruition in August. So not everybody knows about law of attraction, not everybody knows about shadow work, and not everybody knows how to take what resonates and leave the rest. There will be sometimes when you watch tarot when you're like, okay, this is definitely what's going on in my life right now to the T. Sometimes it'll talk about past energy, and sometimes it'll talk about future energy. But a lot of people, there's like a misconception that tarot only talks about the future, but most of the readings that I do talk about things that are currently going on in the present, and I try my best to provide some information on what that means and also what you can do about it. So the first card out is Focus here with the arrow. Sagittarius or Gemini might be especially significant, even if you have it somewhere in your chart. We have Gratitude. Usually whatever I do in the background comes out in the reading too. I'm actually burning a red candle right now. We have Lucky, more Sagittarius energy. Actually, this whole thing kind of looks like Sag energy, just because Sag is ruled by Jupiter and it's the planet of luck and expansion and opportunities, optimism. So because Jupiter is a placement in everybody's natal chart, I would say that you would need to look at what's in your Jupiter if you don't know it by heart or if you don't know at all. And I think I will use astro alignment for this one. We also have Safe Travel, which is Sag energy. Sag is known as the philosophical zodiac sign, and they're like the free-spirited travelers of the zodiac. Aries too, but Sag is kind of known for that. Okay, Focus, Gratitude, Lucky, Safe Travel. Focus, Gratitude, Lucky, Safe Travel. In my mind, I just saw someone like surrounded by a whole bunch of dark-skinned people, and it looked like it was kind of like a tribal village. And I also kind of saw like this little like wooden stand that had like a whole bunch of, I'm gonna assume it was Africa because it just looked like it was Africa, but it could also be somewhere in the Caribbean. I feel like someone's thinking about traveling somewhere that's very cultural, somewhere that's known for like esoteric and spiritual things. Someone could also be into anthropology, or they could just have that energy because they have Sag in their chart. But I feel like someone could be going to like Louisiana to learn more about voodoo, or Florida, or they could be going to Africa to know more about like pre-colonial religion stuff. But I also kind of feel like they want to go there just so they could collect some souvenirs. So someone is like a collector of like crystals or maybe African mask or some sort of spiritual thing. Also, what I'm getting right away with Focus and Gratitude, this is like the duality of having practical 3D ways to manifest what you want, luck. And it is the 7/7 portal. 77 represents purpose. So this is a strong time to light candles, or a strong time to do esoteric things to manifest too. But this is like the balance of doing practical things in the 3D, but also doing your esoteric things. So this is going to resonate with a person who's very spiritual, very woo-woo. They don't need a lot of guidance when it comes to things like that. They know exactly what to do. And you could be the type of person that always knows about full moons, different retrogrades. Like, you're just always on that because it does matter. You never want to use tarot or astrology to a point to where it governs your life and it's an obsession and it makes you make your decisions for you. 555 on the timer. And then I just flipped over 4 of Swords on accident. That's what proactive astrology is for. And actually, that's the exact reason why I do these 15-minute videos. A lot of times in my life, messages have come out in tarot that would at least give me something to think about, even if I didn't listen to them and I made my own decision. Or a lot of times tarot can warn people before they make a decision. And that's another reason why your reality won't match up with what's going on in a reading, because circumstances can change. Tarot is kind of like a forecast, and we all know that weather forecasts are usually extremely accurate, but sometimes they can change. Sometimes the weather is not exactly like how the forecast is. I've been seeing a lot of the same cards recently, and you guys know that I shuffle pretty well on camera. So I don't know if everybody's kind of like in the same energy. We have 2 of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Should I stay, should I go mentality. I do feel like someone's contemplating, or they're getting ready to travel the world. You could actually be in the stage where you're packing your bags right now. I just feel like someone's going to go on a vacation very soon. We have 8 of Swords upright. We have 4 of Pentacles upright, 3 of Wands reversed, 9 of Cups reversed, and 9 of Wands in the reverse. Angel number 99 could be significant, which represents truth. I might use angel numbers too. Don't know if I have time to do all that and charm casting, but I'm thinking about doing charm casting too. Let's just keep it really short with the tarot so I can have time to do everything else. 8 of Swords. This is coming out right underneath focus, actually, with the way how I'm laying it out. So I feel like someone's overstimulated right now. They might be overthinking things. Someone could be like a worry wart. And then 4 of Pentacles upright, 3 of Wands in the reverse. I think this might be somebody's first time traveling. In general, the first time traveling outside of the U.S. if you live in the U.S., or maybe it's their first time traveling alone, because I just feel like someone's very like worried about it. I see this being someone who they feel like they don't have enough money. Someone might have a fear of missing their flight. I don't know why somebody would fear that. Did they have a dream about that? I just feel like someone's worried for no reason. Okay, 9 of Cups in the reverse. This could represent discontentment, low self-esteem. It could also represent selfishness. So maybe I will clarify this one. Not getting wish fulfillment. I feel like someone has possibly a pessimistic attitude, and I just feel like they're looking at the worst case scenario. And then we have 9 of Wands in the reverse, which is good because it usually represents someone getting over, like, feeling like they're beat, or like life is hard, or not stressing anymore. Okay, you have 8 of Swords upright, 9 of Wands in the reverse, and both of those are cards that talk about worrying tremendously. So what is 9 of Cups in the reverse about? Also, we have Gemini, Capricorn, Aries, Pisces, and Sag. And now we have Taurus with Knight of Pentacles upright. So someone could be dissatisfied that something is taking a very long time, longer of a time than other people have experienced, is what I just heard. Don't know if someone also has a travel business, or because I feel like this is business related, because someone's comparing themselves to others. This is my hot take on traveling. Everybody says, I want to travel, especially young people. But me being American, and I'm saying this because I know that not everybody who watches me is from America. I look at my analytics. Some Americans have this thing where they've associated traveling with being rich or flossing on people, but there are a lot of people that like to travel who don't even like people who are different than them. That's my hot take. My hot take is I don't think traveling is for everyone. I just saw 11:11 on the timer. But anyway, I feel like someone is kind of looking at it like that as a status thing, and they're a bit upset because it takes a lot of strength for them to continue to believe in their goal. So I need a little bit more on that. We also have Leo energy out here. We have all of the fire signs. Speaking of fire, Now we have Knight of Wands upright and Five of Swords upright. I'm going to keep it at that because I do feel like someone is kind of competing with other people. We have Knight of Wands here, which ultimately to me, upright is not player energy. Upright to me, it just talks about passion and eagerness and wanting to get things done. It's also Fire Horse energy. And then I see Five of Swords as the win at all cost card. Usually it has to do with competition with other people. So I do feel like someone's trying to like outstamp somebody with their passport. And this could be like a karmic friend, honestly, who you feel like is a one-upper, or you have to constantly prove yourself to be better than them, because Page of Cups reverse could represent envy, or it could represent flattery, love bombing, or a person admiring you, but they never want to give you your props. So it's just like phony energy all around. And then we have Aquarius with that Five of Swords there. I do feel like the momentum of your life is going to pick up, though, because we do have gratitude with the candle and we have the safe travel oracle card. So I'm also looking at it as like transits in your natal chart and you evolving and changing as a person. I'll just try to get a little bit more because I see one that kind of wraps it up for me. Second house ruled by Taurus, finances, value, possessions at the bottom of the deck. For astral alignment, we have mutable, versatility, flexibility, adaptability. So the mutable signs are Pisces, Sag, Gemini, Virgo. Capricorn, disciplined, tenacious, resilient. That focus energy of focusing on your reputation, focusing on your money, that's Capricorn energy. So some of you guys can have it in your chart. Transits didn't come out, but North Node is kind of similar to that. North Node, destiny, purpose, activation. I have been being spammed by angel number 77 recently, okay? And this is, I was supposed to post this yesterday, but I think everything happens for a reason. And the point is I'm posting it in general, so I think we're good. One day doesn't make a huge difference, but before my family and I moved from that crowded apartment to this house, I noticed like a huge like shift in the personal readings that I was doing for myself. Like the North Node card from this deck kept coming out, and that's when I began seeing like the number 77 everywhere, which it was already my mom's favorite number. My mom loves the number 7 and she was born in 1977. But anyway, 77 is starting to become like one of my favorite angel numbers because I'm seeing it everywhere. And that was also when I decided to get into the medical field. And as a lot of you guys know, I'm a Cancer, so I have the perfect personality for that. Very nurturing, very caring, very sweet and kind, patient in my light aspect. But it's like I would do love reading updates on my twin flame journey or anything, and I kept seeing North Node, and the cards would even come out faster, like they were excited to tell the message. But I've been spammed with readings of like glow ups and luck because I made a simple shift to align myself into what's meant for me. So from a matrix job aspect, for me, it means the medical field, but also I noticed that my channel is starting to trickle in more abundance because I raised my vibration. I did shadow work. I learned karmic lessons within this last year, but also like it's time now. And I also feel like a lot of the trajectory of things that have happened to me this year are because of fire horse energy as well in Chinese astrology. But we have waxing crescent moon, focus, conceptualization, strategy, focus. There's a synchronicity with that. And I do feel like someone is traveling by themselves for the first time, so that's why they're stressing out, and that's why there's so much energy about planning. 8th house ruled by Scorpio, metamorphosis, death, rebirth. I usually feel like that energy has to do with people who have businesses that weren't doing so well in the beginning, and now they're doing better after they've changed and they've rebooted it. And we have 12th house, karma, shadow, secrets. I feel like this is significant or auspicious because I feel like what's going to be revealed to you is you might have like a frenemy or a hater that you weren't expecting in your midst. So the energy of secrets, that's why I feel that way. And also I might put this in the thumbnail too, veiled, because this might be something that you might not be seeing. You guys, now that I think about it, I think I had a dream last night where I was charm casting. I don't remember the rest of the dream, but I think I was literally giving somebody a reading in my dream. Or it might just be me remembering what I did yesterday for Taurus right now. I just woke up, so I'm kind of sleepy still, but I just felt like I should go right away and do the reading. Okay, so we have the globe here, and we have the notebook paper. Okay, I feel like someone's journaling, trying to plan a vacation. Someone can even have a journalist or anthropology degree. But also, this is going to resonate with someone who's pretty witty, pretty smart. Here we go with the airplane. So that is confirmation that someone is traveling, but also the airplane is my ascension charm. So that goes with everything that I was saying about how you're having a glow up, how you've matured and you've learned lessons because you're stepping in your North Node here. More Sagittarius energy with the snake transmuting. Kundalini rising. This is my Kundalini rising charm as well. So that goes with your spiritual ascension. We have the phoenix rising from the ashes, which I feel like is going to resonate with someone who has a business, but also it's my dark night of the soul charm. And also that has to do with 8th house ruled by Scorpio as well. We have Aries and it says courageous on the back. We have Aquarius and it says friendly on the back. Both of those came out in the tarot. Someone, you could have it in your chart, or someone else whose energy came out in the reading, they could come out in the chart. We do have the evil eye charm here. Someone might need to buy evil eye jewelry, and this is like a common thing that a lot of spiritual people have, but I feel like maybe someone's evil eye jewelry broke and they need to rebuy it. Also, the evil eye originated in Turkey, Greece, and Egypt. So those could be the spiritual places that you're traveling because you want to learn more about their mythology or like paganism or pre-colonial beliefs that people had. Some of you could have recently graduated school too. Or this is kind of like world card energy too, both of these charms. So it also means that you've learned a lesson and you've closed out a cycle, which is great. Some of you are trying to turn up now because you graduated school. So that's why you're going on vacation in the first place. I also want to show you. So names, first or last names or middle or nicknames that start with R or L could be significant for you. But I was going to show you this right before I picked up the evil eye. So maybe the karmic friend could have a first name that starts with this as well. Take it as it resonates with the initials. We have the Saturn charm here, and Capricorn did come out. So some of you might have Capricorn placements, but also pay attention to what's in your Saturn and your North Node. We have the cameo charm, which is my shadow work charm because it's like the purity of the white representing the true self and the black around it is the shadow self. But both of those things are in the portrait because the light and the shadow both represent you. Okay, we have two rainbow things here. We have love is love with the progressive pride flag. So someone could be in the LGBT plus community. Love is love is also just my charm or a phrase that I associated with interracial relationships. Consenting relationships where two adults have like an age gap between them. I talked about the number 7 so much. So maybe someone could have a 7-year age gap with the person that they love. More than likely, this is a person that you're in a soul tie with as well. We have the chakra balancing charm, and this is also my Reiki charm. So some of you might need to get a Reiki reading. Some of you might need to light candles because I do feel like someone might be sending you negative energy, but I also feel like that energy is going to be returned to sender with the Cupid arrow and the traveler sign immediately. So I wouldn't even worry about that. But this also goes with what I was picking up about someone who really likes crystals. Maybe you're traveling somewhere that has a lot of minerals so that you can collect crystals. And we also have the sucker charm here. So this is usually my someone's head over heels for you energy, but this could also be love bombing because Page of Cups came out in the reverse. I didn't really get too much romance energy from this. The sucker charm can also represent being scammed. So some of you might have a fear of being scammed. I just remembered that I said I was going to do angel number, so I'm going to throw that in real quick. And I'm just going to have to speed the video up because this is only supposed to be 15 minutes, but I'm at 23 right now. Just because I like to take my time to explain things, even though I'm still trying to fit things in the time bracket. I don't know why I'm feeling called to say this, because I never beg or ask people for anything, but for whatever reason, I'm feeling like hopefully I can get my P.O. box set up soon, but I just feel called to ask somebody to buy me something and then send it to my P.O. box. If you decide to do this, first of all, thank you, because you know, you're not obligated to do it, but if you're a person that likes to give gifts and you like to like send things to people who you watch on YouTube or whoever you're a patron of, I was supposed to go to Turkey, or I talked about going to Turkey this year with my mom, but I decided not to go because I'm working on my stability. But I just feel like I want to go to Egypt for sure. So if anybody's specifically going to Egypt and you got it like that and you can afford to buy me Evil Eye or a crystal or something and just hold it until I have a P.O. box, I'd appreciate that. I don't know why I felt called to tell you that though. We have 888 abundance. 888 also represents karma, so I do feel like someone who's sending you negative energy is going to get karma. Maybe I felt brave to beg because we have 717 bravery. I've actually been seeing this number a lot too. Someone has to face their fear of traveling. Maybe someone, like they hear of other people traveling, or they use Pinterest or something like that a lot, but they've never really traveled by themselves, or maybe they have a fear of traveling, especially nowadays with everything that's going on politically. But I feel like someone's going to overcome their bravery and just travel to whatever this exotic place is that they're going to. For some of you, it could also be missionary related. And then we also have 1010 faith. 1010 also represents closing of a cycle. So we have synchronicities with being brave and trusting the universe, but also eliminating fear, eliminating friendships and other things that don't serve you, even starting over in your business life. That's all that I have for you guys right now. I'm going to go ahead and try to do Gemini's videos today. If I don't post this one today, I'm going to post it tomorrow. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you like this video, follow me on all my social media platforms, and stay tuned for the other readings.